Hi, my name is Liz and I am the teacher in the kindergarten classroom, so I'm lucky to be with those sweet little people every day. And I'm going to read a story to you today that was one of my absolute favorite stories. Every time we would go to the library when I was little and this story was read, I was just in heaven. I loved it to death. So I'm so happy to share with you today Where the Wild Things Are. Story and pictures by Maurice Sendak. I've always loved the illustrations in this book. Where the Wild Things Are. Story and pictures by Maurice Sendak. The night Max wore his wolf suit and made mischief of one kind and another, his mother called him "Wild Thing," and Max said, "I'll eat you up." And he was sent to bed without eating anything. That very night, in Max's room, a forest grew. And grew and grew until his ceiling hung with vines and the walls became the world all around. And an ocean tumbled by with a private boat for Max, and he sailed off through the day and the night. And in and out of weeks and almost over a year to where the wild things are. And when he came to the place where the wild things are, they roared their terrible roars and gnashed their terrible teeth and rolled their terrible eyes and showed their terrible claws. Till Max said, "Be still," and tamed them with a magic trick of staring into all their yellow eyes without blinking once. And they were frightened, and they called him the most wild thing of all. And made him king of all wild things. "And now," cried Max, "let the wild rumpus start." I always imagined them howling at the moon in that part. It's like a wild thing parade. "Now stop," said Max, and sent the wild things off to bed without their supper. And Max, the king of all wild things, was lonely and wanted to be where someone loved him best of all. Then all around, from far away, across the world, he smelled good things to eat. And so he gave up being the king of where the wild things are. But the wild things cried, "Oh no, please don't go, we'll eat you up, we love you so." And Max said, "No." The wild things roared their terrible roars and gnashed their terrible teeth and rolled their terrible eyes and showed their terrible claws. But Max stepped into his private boat and waved goodbye. And he sailed back over a year and in and out of weeks and through a day. and into the night of his very own room, where he found his supper waiting for him. And it was still hot. This is the time in that story that I always ask to think about. Where do you think he went, and how do you think he got there? And how was his food still hot when he came back? This is one of those books that I love because I never want to forget your inner wild thing and always be that little wild thing, and creative and amazing and bright. Thank you.